Good evening, everyone. Ads here from Unity Trading Group. Welcome to your Tuesday night market update. Before we begin, hit that like button, tap the subscribe button if you can, and of course, tick the little bell to stay updated on all of our content that's coming soon. Gravy Train has been a massive success for us. You can see that on the screen now. So if you want to find out more, www.unitytradinggroup.com/Gravy Train. You can find that link down below in the description. But without further ado, BTC, what we said yesterday in the update with our little bit of a hold up at 51 came to fruition, where we were really actively looking for BTC to come up to 53 and 54K. So good thing to see that we've penetrated or pushed through that level of supply now. And of course, we are looking further up now for our bigger swing target at around 56 to 57K. We've got some liquidity to the left-hand side that I'm not going to ignore at 56. And of course, we've got our 57K level of supply there. The only thing that I would really take notice of currently is the overbought condition on our steamroller indicator. It has been quite accurate in terms of calling oversold and overbought. So it wouldn't surprise me at all to get a little bit of a relief or a little bit of a hold up here. We could potentially see BTC even retest that top of, or the previous top, where we did have a little bit of a hold up, and that would be a resistance support flip, where it was resistance and now it could turn support for a movement to the upside. So we could see that occurring. But if we are to draw our most relevant Fibonacci levels in there, and let me get rid of Gravy Train for a second, get rid of these two levels that I've got drawn in. And let's have a look at our Fibonacci retracement. Go from swing low to high. We always draw from left to right. We can see that our 38.2, which is the most common Fibonacci retracement level if we have a higher high to a higher low, that is the most common area for a pullback. That lines up very nicely with our previous top, or the area that we were getting held up on for a support or a resistance support flip scenario happening there for BTC. So that could be one option, and that would more than likely come to fruition if I had to really say or give my opinion on the price action, because we have had pretty predictable price action so far, where we've bounced off the level of demand down the bottom here at 44. We did come up, retest the most relevant level of demand again, and then we are pushing our level of supply here, which is pretty easy to spot as well on the left hand side. So if we are to use the rules of supply and demand, of course, now the next real level is the bigger pivot point up the top here at around 57, and that would be my pick for BTC, as well as that negative 27.2 Fibonacci extension level there as well. So look, a very predictable play for BTC, and it's been quite nice to see it play out that way. So yeah, like reiterating what I just said, 38.2 would be my pick for a pullback if we are to see one. A pullback is on the cards if you had to ask me, and I think it will be healthy for BTC in that immediate term anyway for this run. Moving on, Ethereum USD. So a little bit easier to spot. This level that we're at now is and was drawn on the 1 hour time frame. So I'll scroll back down and you can see that area there. It's quite small, it's quite insignificant, but if we bring it out to the 4 hour, it's a little bit easier to see, where we do have this pause in the market, where we did have some liquidity get held up in the past. So that's where we're sitting at around this 1840 or 1829 mark for ETH, and I think it's going to suffer the same fate if we are to do it this way. So if I draw in the most relevant level of Fibonacci now, we can see the 38.2 lines up very nicely with a short-term level of demand, and that level would be engulfing that candle there at 1720, and that would be a nice pullback and a nice relief for Ethereum before we see any form of movement to the upside, and that would very nicely happy that would very nicely keep the indicators in check, where we've got the steamroller indicator again quite overbought, and of course our RSI in the same sort of situation there for Ethereum. Moving on, ADA USD, nothing much to see here. Of course, we have just moved to the right-hand side since yesterday. So we are still holding this level of demand here to the left-hand side. So nothing more to report with ADA. We are banging up against that 50 RSI. So if we are to see a movement to the upside, I would like to see this RSI break through that 50 level and stay above that level for the immediate term. One that I didn't look at yesterday, and I wish I did, was the BTC dominance chart and also the altcoin total market cap. But the BTC dominance chart has been very stagnated over the last couple of probably weeks, to be honest. What's this? This 9th of March, and when did we enter this sort of channel? Here was the 23rd of Jan. So it has been stagnated, it has been moving to the downside, no doubt, but it has been pretty stagnated with all the wicks that you see, the top and the bottom of those candlesticks. Where can I expect this to go? So in honest terms, if we look on the 4-hour time frame and get a little bit more indication of direction, we are coming down against this level of demand. There will need to be a break and a close above this downtrend level to really confirm a further movement to the upside, or even retest some of these levels that we see on the way down here. So if I draw in the most relevant level of supply, it would seem that it would be around this 64% mark for the BTC dominance chart, and that lines up quite nicely with the retest that we saw on the 23rd of February for that level at 64%. If we don't break above this downtrend, if we don't break above and close, then we are destined for the 60.5, and it could be the catalyst for further movement down, and that would see us around the 58% mark for the BTC dominance chart, and it would give a lot more momentum into the altcoins, more than what we've seen over the last couple of days. That's what I was really referring to when I did yesterday's video title. Unfortunately, I didn't look at the BTC dominance chart. I wish I did, but I didn't. But never mind, we are doing it now. So that's my thoughts on the dominance chart. Let us know your thoughts in the Discord as well. We're always keeping an eye on that. Now, if I look at the total altcoin market cap in the index, if I exclude BTC, look on the daily, the 4-hour time frame, we are banging heads against a relevant level of supply. Let me redraw that one in. So that would be this one here. So we are banging heads against a $640 billion market cap for the alts currently. I like that one better. There we go. So a couple of things could happen. We could see a retrace here for the altcoin total market cap. That would see it around the $560 billion market cap for the alts before a movement to the upside. And the other thing we can do is draw our fibs from swing low to high. Expecting this to be the high. It might not be. We might be up here, but we need to give it a little bit more time. But in any case, we could see the 38.2 correspond nicely with this liquidity to the left-hand side, and that would play in nicely with our steamroller indicator. And of course, it would play nicely with the top of the resistance, of course, or the level of supply that we have there for the altcoin market cap. So keep this on your radar, because if we start to decrease or we start to decline or create a lower high for the altcoin market cap, we could descend down. Even if it's just to the 38.2, it would strip some of that capital out of the altcoins and put it back into the BTC dominance. Next one I have a look at tonight is XRP. Not a lot happening with XRP, but in any case, we have retested this level of supply now for XRP at this 48.6 cent mark for XRP. If we are to see it continue, we need to see some more volume come into it. If I bring up the volume, it is dismal. You can barely see it on the bottom there. And of course, we have reached the overbought level for XRP, even though the volume is quite low. If we are to see an injection in volume, we could see it come up and retest some of this liquidity to the left, where we've got the 61.855 cent mark, but that's getting way ahead of myself currently, and we do need to see, like I said, some volume come into this, or else we're destined for 44 cents again for XRP. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. Next one, I'll keep it nice, short and sweet. We're at the 10-minute mark. Forex DXY, not a regulated, sorry, excuse me, let me start that again. Forex is a regulated market, okay? Not financial advice, just ideas and opinions of Team UTG. And of course, we have seen the US dollar index play out to a T, absolutely perfectly on our level of supply to the left-hand side. We've got that level to go off. Of course, we drew that in a couple of days ago, and that has come to fruition now with it pulling back as nicely as that. Gravy train also giving us an indication on where that pullback could end or could be to. So we are looking around that, let's have a look, around the 23.6 area, around that 91.82 for the Forex or the DXY index. Of course, this is the US dollar, so it does play a part in Forex, does play a part in crypto, does play a part in stock. So it will be good for the DXY to pull back to the 91.82 level for a further, give us a pullback, of course, before a movement to the upside, if we are to expect it. Otherwise, we are falling back into the cloud and creating another gray area before we make a decision on direction. Anyway, thank you all for watching tonight. It has been a very short, sharp and sweet update. If you want to know more about Gravy Train, you can find the link down below in the description. I do encourage you all to have a look at it. It does play wonders, and it does work on all markets and pretty much on all time frames. So it can be worked into any trading strategy, of course, if you give it a chance. But I'm Ads from UTG. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.